for weeks and months. And those of you who come to my class faithfully every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, thank you, the chicken in the back. That was weird. Thanks. Now they all want to come out. We're talking, what? Say it again. Roar. Go ahead. Roar. Anyway, inside joke. So, where was I? Yes, Sunday school. We're teaching out of the book, The God's Honest Truth, which our speaker wrote. So I encourage you guys, he brought some copies of it tonight. You'll probably want to get it after you hear him speak, or just buy it and throw at him once you hear him speak. Darin is an awesome guy. He's a down-to-earth guy. He's a real guy who's just here trying to help people. And what he has to say will either stir you to a point of anger and offense, or it will leave you broken, knowing the Father's heart in a new way, in a way you never imagined possible. So I hope that you would listen with hearing ears tonight and really hear what the Father has for you tonight through Darin's message. So without further ado, welcome Darin Hufford.
Thank you. It was like a cricket standing ovation. This side stood up and, well, it is an honor to be here. I want you to, actually, before I get started, and I know you're going to hate me because I hate it when speakers do this, can you, in the back, move up and fill in the front? I know that's uncomfortable for a lot of people, but and if there's no more room, can you just pull your chairs up and bring them up around the front? And I want you all to be up here. I love to see the people I'm talking to. We're a lonely generation, you know, and there's usually a space in between every person, and we wonder why we're so lonely. Thank you so much. Wow, you're actually doing it. My group just stands there and looks at me like they're watching a television. Great, now we're a family. I'll give you a chance to get settled. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to get alone inside yourself. And I want you to go to that place of honesty. And what I mean by that is I mean that place inside of you that sometimes you rarely visit. I'm not saying the place you store in your hidden sins or all that stuff. I'm not really interested in that. Just the place of honesty where you maybe tell yourself things about your condition, but then you never speak it out loud or share it with others. I want you to get to a place in your heart of absolute honesty. And I want to ask you a few questions. How are you doing in your Christian walk? There is no condemnation stacked up in my rifle tonight that I'm going to fire at you. So break down those walls that protect yourself from what I might say that makes you burn and hurt again. I just want you to be honest with yourself. Personally, you and God. Personally. Not you in the group, not you in the church. You satisfied? Are you happy? You feel like He loves you, but He doesn't like you. Maybe He's getting tired of all the times you fail. Those times that you even intentionally fail and then promise Him you won't do it again, and you just go through it over and over and over. How about when you pray? You kind of maybe picture Him somewhere out there, and maybe you're throwing darts into the night hoping to hit something. And if you've been good for maybe 2 weeks straight, well, then you know you hit that dartboard. But most of us don't feel like we've been good for 2 weeks straight, not unless we've been up in the mountains at a camp meeting somewhere. When you pray, what's His response to you? Are you keeping up with the recipe for Christianity? You have been given a recipe, you know. Do this, do that, say this, say that, act this way, read this, sing that, show up here, attend over here, give this, give that. And if you do it all, then you'll be okay and He'll bless you. How are you doing? For the next few moments, I'm going to take you on a journey. And I swear this to you. Tonight will be unlike any night you will ever experience in your life. And I've heard many preachers say that, and they've never delivered. But I promise you tonight will happen for you, and it will be different than any night you have ever experienced in your Christian walk. And some of you, when we go on this journey, we are going on a journey of honesty. In fact, until everyone in this room is prepared to be absolutely honest with yourselves and with God. And what does that mean? That means set your religion aside for just a moment, please, and be honest with you and God. And until you're ready to do that, you really won't even travel with Him or go anywhere with Him. That is a prerequisite to all relationship, absolute honesty. And I will pre-warn you, we will enter into such a world of honesty that some of you will almost feel like we're doing something wrong by talking about the things we're going to talk about. But I want you to promise yourself right now in your heart, no matter what this man says tonight, I will stay for the duration. I will not get up and walk out in protest because I feel he's being wrong and go home and watch Sex and the City. I will stay for the entire time. Rule number 1, you must be totally honest. Rule number 2, you must stay for the entire duration. Rule number 3, you must not take your head on this journey. Your head will weigh you down. It's that part of you that tells your heart lies and tries to run your life. You must listen with your heart. If you listen with your head, I pre-warn you this, you will hear the exact opposite of everything that I say. Because truth speaks to the heart, not to the head. And truth sounds upside down to the head. Do you know that? The first will be last, the last will be first. What? They didn't understand Jesus because they listened with their heads. The greatest among you is the servant of all. What? It's upside down, but it fits in the heart, and it's meant for the heart. Tonight is meant for the heart. When you are ready to be challenged, and I want a show of hands. How many of you want to be challenged tonight? Good. I will guarantee you this. You will be challenged. Many of you in your personal prayer time, here's what you say. Help. Help me, God. What's wrong with me? And you look over and you see someone else on their face speaking in tongues. Oh, Lord, what's wrong with me? Why don't I feel it like this? What's wrong with me? Help. And you try and keep up. You do everything you can do to keep up. You follow all the rules. You do all the religious rituals you were taught. You read your Bible for hours. You memorize verses and still nothing. What's wrong with me?